Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how I made these cute little characters from inside out in my own crochet version. This video can be a little bit challenging because of the details and the color changes, but I also try my best to explain everything. I hope you all will love this tutorial, and let's get started. These are the materials you're gonna need. These are the crochet abbreviations. First, we're gonna start making dry, and this is the color palette for dry, and we're gonna start with the skin color. We have to start with the magic ring. For the round one, we have to make a single crochet into the magic ring, and at the end, we're gonna connect with a slip stitch, and I'll show you how. After making a single crochet, pull the yarn tightly and go back to the very first stitch that we made, and we're gonna connect with a slip stitch. So the body for these characters, we are gonna end every round with a slip stitch and start every new round with chain. So to start round 2, we're gonna make chain 1, and then we have to make an increase in all the stitches. Insert your hook into the same stitch that we made the slip stitch into, and make one single crochet. To make the increase, insert into the same stitch again and make another single crochet. This is one increase, and we have to make 7 more increases just like that. We will mark the first stitch with a stitch marker. So like I said before, we will connect with a slip stitch at the end and start every new round with chain 1 for body part only, and we do not include chain 1 and slip stitch in our total stitch count. Now we are at the end of round 2, and here do not get confused. This is slip stitch and this is chain 1. This is the stitch, the first stitch that we have to make a slip stitch into. Make a slip stitch in there to complete round 2. To start round 3, make chain 1, and after that we have to make 3 single crochet first. 1, and mark the first stitch with a stitch marker. Make 2 more. After that, in the 4th stitch, in that stitch, we're gonna make 3 single crochet into that one single stitch. I have made 1, another stitch, 2, insert into the same stitch, and then 3. We are going for a rectangle shape here, that's why instead of an increase, I make 3 stitches in one stitch. Now we're gonna start our little sequence again. Make 3 single crochet, and in the 4th stitch, we're gonna make 3 single crochet into one single stitch. So we have to repeat this little sequence for 2 more times, all the way until the end. At the end, we're gonna connect with a slip stitch to complete the round, and you can already see the rectangle shape forming. To start round 4, we're gonna make chain 1 first. After that, we will make 4 single crochet. Mark the first stitch with a stitch marker. In the 5th stitch, we are gonna do the same as we did in previous round. Make 3 single crochet into 1 single stitch. After that, we're gonna make 1 single crochet in next 5 stitches. 1 single crochet into each stitch for 5 times. After that, we will make 3 single crochet into the same stitch. After that, make 5 single crochet again. So we are starting our sequence again. After 5 single crochet, we're gonna make 3 single crochet into the same stitch. We will start our sequence again for last time. Make 5 single crochet. After that, make 3 single crochet into the same stitch. After that, there will only be 1 stitch left in our round. Make 1 single crochet into that stitch and connect with a slip stitch to complete the round. Now we get our little rectangle, and for the next round, make chain 1. Round 5 is very easy. You just have to make 1 single crochet into each stitch, and there will be 32 single crochet as a total stitch count. And remember, we don't include chain 1 and slip stitch in our total stitch count. Round 6 is exactly the same as round 5. Make 1 single crochet each and we will get 32 single crochet for this round. This is how it looks like after round 6. You can double check by counting the rounds. And in round 7 is actually almost the same. We have to make 1 single crochet into each stitch, but at the end we will change to that green color, so I will show you how at the end. Now I'm almost at the end of round 7, and in the final stitch we are gonna change color. So insert your hook into the final stitch. Do not pull the yarn. Instead, we're gonna pull the new yarn. So to change the color, place a new yarn at the top of your crochet hook just like that, and pull the yarn through 2 loops on the hook. After that, we will grab that green yarn, and with the green yarn we will make a slip stitch into the very first stitch. Before making a slip stitch, we're gonna place the green yarn, the yarn tail of green yarn, and the old yarn, which is skin colored yarn, on top of our crochet hook just like that, because we're gonna carry these yarns so that we don't need to weave in the ends. Just like that, we're gonna make a slip stitch into the very first stitch with green yarn. To start a new round, we're gonna make chain 1, and in round 8 we are only gonna use the back loops of the stitches. We will not insert our hook just like that. Instead, we will just insert into back loop just like that, into the back loops only for round 8. So we will insert into the back loop of the very first stitch, the stitch that we made slip stitch into, just like that. After that, we will place those 2 yarns on top of our crochet hook and make 1 single crochet. We have to make 5 more single crochet just like that into the back loops and carry these yarn tails by placing them on top of our crochet hook. We can now leave these yarn tails behind because I think they are secure enough. We can just cut them out later on. And now I've made a total of 6 single crochet. Now we're gonna make a decrease. As before, go into the back loop, and after that go into another loop, just like that, so that we get 3 loops on our hook and pull through all these 3 loops. That's one decrease. And we're gonna start our little sequence again. Start with 6 single crochet first. After 6 single crochet, we're gonna make 1 decrease. So just like that, we are gonna make our little sequence for 2 more times. At the end, connect with the slip stitch to complete round 8. We can now cut the yarns that we carried along. So we have made up to round 8, and in round 9 we're gonna make little hands with the skin color, so get this yarn ready. To start round 9, we're gonna make chain 1. After that, make 4 single crochet, but at the 4th stitch we're gonna change color, and I'll show you how. Now I'm gonna make my 4th stitch, and we're gonna get skin color yarn ready. Insert your hook, and then just like we changed color before, we're gonna pull through the new yarn instead, just like that. And in the next stitch we're gonna make a bob stitch by using 5 double crochets. I'll show you an example. This is how the bob stitch looks like. We're gonna make this. And before making a bob stitch, do not forget to carry these yarn tails just like we did before. And we're gonna start making a bob stitch. Wrap your yarn and insert your hook into the next stitch. Put these yarns over the hook, pull the yarn through, and then pull through 2 loops. Do not pull through the last 2 loops. Instead, wrap the yarn again, insert into the same stitch again, pull through and pull through 2 loops again. So we have to repeat this for 5 times in total. Wrap the yarn, insert the hook, pull through 2 loops until you get 6 loops on the hook. After repeating for 5 times in total, I have 6 loops on my hook. And now we're gonna pull the yarn through, but not the skin color. Instead, we're gonna pull through that green yarn. Pull that green yarn through all these 6 loops on the hook. Pull through just like that, and we just made our bob stitch. And now with the green yarn, we're gonna make 1 single crochet each into next 6 stitches. Okay, we will go enter the bob stitch that we made, and into the next stitch we're gonna make 1 single crochet. And do not forget to carry these yarns by placing them on top of the hook Now I've made 1 single crochet and it looks like this. And we're gonna make 5 more single crochet, but at the end we're gonna change back to skin color because we're gonna make another bob stitch. Now I have made up to 5 stitches. You can count the stitches again. And in my 6th stitch, we're gonna change color back to skin color again. And with this skin color again, we're gonna make another bob stitch just like we did before. At the end, when we have 6 loops on the hook, we're gonna pull the green yarn through these 6 loops. After that, with the green yarn, we're gonna make 1 single crochet into each stitch all the way until the end. Bury that skin color yarn so that we don't need to within the ends. And make 1 single crochet all the way until the end, but at the end we're gonna change back to skin color. If you don't want to carry that skin color yarn all the way around, you can just cut it and we can just change it back later on. Now we're at the end of round 9 and we're gonna change it back to skin color. And with the skin color yarn, we're gonna make 1 slip stitch to complete round 9. I understand this round was challenging, especially for beginners, but as you may or may not know, actually I was also struggling. It was not an easy peasy for me either. So please give it a try. You can improve definitely if you just try again and again. Now we're gonna make round 10. In round 10, we're gonna use the back loops only. Just like we did in round 8, insert into the back loops only of the stitches. Make chain 1 first, and insert into the back loop of the first stitch. And do not forget to bury these yarns. Make 1 single crochet. This round is actually quite easy. You just have to make 1 single crochet into each stitch using the back loops only, and you will get 28 single crochet. At the end, we're gonna connect with the slip stitch to complete round 10. This is how it looks like so far. We're gonna cut the ends that we buried. Now we're gonna make round 11. Now we're gonna make round 11, which is actually very easy as well. You have to make 1 single crochet into each stitch all the way until the end, and you will get 28 single crochet for this round. Now we just finished round 11, and round 12 to round 14 is exactly the same as round 11. You just have to make 1 single crochet in each, and you will get 28 single crochet for each round. This is how it looks like after round 14, and we're gonna start round 15. Start with chain 1, and first we have to make 2 single crochet. After that, we're gonna make 1 decrease. To make the decrease here, we are only gonna take the front loops, insert into the first stitch of front loop, and front loop in the next stitch, and make the decrease. After that, we're gonna start with 2 single crochet again. After that, make the decrease. So we have to repeat this little sequence, 2 single crochet, 1 decrease, for 7 times in total. Connect with the slip stitch at the end to complete the round. After that, we're gonna start stuffing. Stuff it really nice and tight. Now we're gonna start round 16. Make chain 1 first, and make 1 single crochet. Mark the stitch with a stitch marker. After 1 single crochet, we're gonna make 1 decrease. After that, start with 1 single crochet again. After that, 1 decrease. So this is also the little sequence that we have to repeat for 7 times in total. We are gonna stuff again after round 16, and we're gonna make round 17 the last round. In this round, we have to make 7 decreases in total. So make 7 decreases all the way until the end, and we don't need to connect with a slip stitch for this round. After 7 decreases, we're gonna cut the yarn, leaving a long tail. We're gonna stuff again before closing that leftover hole, and with the darning needle, we're gonna close it. First, insert into the slip stitch. Insert into the slip stitch just like that from above. And we will go to the first decrease that we made, insert into the front loop only. Front loop only of the decrease, and into next decreases, insert into the front loops only, all the way until the end. After inserting into all 7 decreases, pull the yarn very tightly, and we're gonna insert the needle back into the center and then into a few other places in the body to secure the yarn. Pull the yarn really tightly. After that, we can cut the yarn. So now we just finished making this cute little body. Now we'll go back into the round 8, especially into the front loops that we left. We only used back loops in round 8. So into the front loop, we're gonna make double crochet with that green yarn. Insert, and you can just choose any stitch in the middle. And insert your hook from below, just like this. And then bring that green yarn and make chain 2 first. After chain 2, wrap the yarn and insert into the same place again, the same front loop, and make 1 double crochet. Do not forget to bury that green yarn tail under the stitches. And then we just have to make 1 double crochet into each front loop of round 8, all the way until the end. At the end, make 1 slip stitch into the fast double crochet. After that, chain 1 and cut the yarn. We can now weave in the ends and cut the ends. Now we just finished making the body base of Dry, and I think she turned out really cute. Another character which is exactly the same as Dry is DISGUST, except the colors. For DISGUST, I used avocado green for the body and the dark green shape for the dress. So make DISGUST as we did Dry. Now we're gonna make Sadness, and this is the color we need for body, and for the hair I'm gonna use a different shade of blue. We're gonna start with white yarn. For Sadness, round 1 to 5 is exactly the same as Dry, but this time in white yarn. I'm gonna separate the chapters round by round for Dry, so please go back and make up to round 5. Now I've finished up to round 5 in white yarn, and we're gonna make round 6. Make chain 1 first to start round 6, and after chain 1 we're gonna make 6 single crochet. After 6 single crochet, we're gonna make 1 decrease, just like we did before by using the front loops only of 2 stitches. After that, we're gonna start again with 6 single crochet. After 6 single crochet, make 1 decrease again. So we have to repeat this little sequence for 2 more times. At the end, we're gonna connect with the slip stitch to complete round 6. Now we're gonna make round 7. In round 7, we're gonna add little hands just like we did in try. So get the blue yarn ready. And actually round 7 is exactly the same as round 9 of try, but in different colors. So if you need to, please go back to round 9 of try. You can just read the pattern above, or you can just go back to round 9 of try and make this round. Now I have finished round 7 and cut the yarn that we carried along. Now we're gonna make round 8. It's actually very easy, you just have to make 1 single crochet into each stitch. Start with chain 1 and make 1 single crochet into each. There will be 28 single crochet for this round. And round 9 is actually the same. Just make 1 single crochet each. You will get 28 single crochet and connect with slip stitch at the end. But for round 9, at the end, we're gonna change back to blue color. So I will show you how. This is how it looks like after round 8. And I'm gonna make round 9. So I'm at the end of round 9 and change to blue color yarn. And connect with the slip stitch with the new yarn. You can double check by counting the rounds starting from the beginning round whether you have 8 or 9 rounds. And here again, starting from round 10 until the end, it is exactly the same as try, but this time in blue yarn because we're making sadness. So go back to round 10 to 17 from the chapters and make sadness until the end. Now I've finished making my sadness and we're gonna add some more details with the white yarn. We will insert our hook into the front loop of round 10. Go to the back, choose any stitch in the middle, insert your hook from below, just like we did in try. Bring the white yarn and make chain 2 first. After chain 2, insert your hook into the same front loop and make 1 double crochet. And you just have to make 1 double crochet into each front loop of round 10 all the way until the end. Here you can also make a double crochet into the slip stitch place. You can just skip that slip stitch place or just make 1 double crochet into that slip stitch. It's up to you. At the end, we're gonna connect with a slip stitch into the fast stitch, chain 1, cut the yarn and weave in the ends. This time we're gonna make Anger and it is his color palette. We're gonna start with the dark brown yarn and this time here again, round 1 to 7 is exactly the same as try, but in dark brown shade. So go back to the chapters of try and make these rounds. And as usual, at the end of round 7, we're gonna change the colors. I'm making my last stitch of round 7 and change to the white yarn at the end. We're gonna make 1 slip stitch into the fast stitch to complete round 7 with the white yarn. and we're gonna make round 8. Make chain 1 fast, and in round 8 we will only use back loops. Using the back loops only, we will make 1 single crochet into each stitch all the way until the end, and we will get 32 single crochet from this round. Round 9 is also very similar. This time you just don't need to use back loops. You can use both loops and just make single crochet as you normally would. And make 1 single crochet into each, and you will get 32 single crochet from this round. This is how it looks like after round 9, and in round 10 we're gonna add hands. So get the red yarn ready. To start round 10, make chain 1 fast and make 5 single crochet. In the 5th stitch, we're gonna change to red color. We're gonna change to red yarn, and we will make the bob stitch just like we did in other characters. We'll make 5 DC bob stitch, and you can go back to round 9 of dry, or you can just read the pattern if you already remember. At the end of the bob stitch, we will change to white color again, and we're gonna make 6 single crochet. After that, we will change back to red, and we will make another bob stitch. So these rounds are actually very similar. There are only 1 to 2 stitch difference with the dry, so you can just go back, read the patterns, and make this round. I will not explain everything in detail again, because if I do that, this video will be extra long. Now I'm making my second bob stitch, and at the end I will change back to white and make 19 single crochet all the way until the end. And as usual, at the end we will change back to red color yarn. Now I'm at the end and change back to red yarn. Make 1 slip stitch with this red yarn to complete the round. To start round 11, we're gonna make chain 1, and in round 11 we will also use back loops only. Insert your hook into the fast stitch and make 1 single crochet. And make 5 more single crochet for a total of 6. Do not forget to bury these yarn tails. After 6 single crochet, we're gonna make 1 decrease using the back loops only. And we're gonna start with 6 single crochet again. After 6 single crochet, make 1 decrease again. So we have to repeat this little sequence for 2 more times for a total of 4. Connect with the slip stitch at the end to complete round 11. Now we're gonna make round 12 to round 17. Round 12 to 17 is here again the same as dry, but in red yarn. So go back to round 12 to 17 of dry and make these rounds. This is how Anger turned out, and it's time to make our last character. This is the color palette of Fear, and I'm gonna start with this dark blue color. And here again, round 1 to 7 is exactly the same as Try, but in dark blue color. So go back to round 1 to 7 of Try and make this round, and as usual, we will change the color at the end of round 7. Now I'm almost at the end of round 7, and in the final stitch, I'm gonna change to the black yarn. And for the next upcoming rounds, we're gonna need 2 colors, black and white. So get these yarns ready. And first I'm gonna change to black yarn. Make a slip stitch with the black yarn to complete the round. In round 8, we will only use back loops, and we're gonna need 2 colors to make this round. We will start with the black color, insert into the fast stitch, into the back loop, and make 1 single crochet. Insert your hook into the next stitch, and we will change to the white yarn. Do not forget to bury these yarn tails. So bring the white color yarn, and in the second stitch we change to white. With this white yarn, we are gonna make 2 single crochet, but in the second stitch of white yarn we will change back to black yarn. We will carry all these yarn tails under the stitches. I've made 1 single crochet with white yarn, and in the second stitch, change back to black yarn. I'll change back to black. With the black yarn, I'll make 2 stitches again, and in the second stitch of black yarn, I'm gonna change back to white. And I'll change back to white. So as you may notice, I left the yarn tails behind because I think they are secure enough. I just leave them behind, and I'll carry black and white yarn starting from this point. So I think this is easy enough. It can be a little bit challenging for beginners who have never worked with these 2 colors at once. But according to the character design of Fear, we need to use 2 colors at once. So you have to repeat this color change, 2 single crochet with black, 2 single crochet with white, all the way until the end, and you will end up with white at the end. Now I'm making my last 2 stitches with white yarn at the end of round 8, and I will not change to black yarn because in round 9 we have to start with white again. So I'm gonna carry black yarn and make 1 slip stitch into the fast stitch of round 8. To start round 9, we're gonna make chain 1, and with the white yarn we're gonna make 2 single crochet. In round 9 as well, you also have to use 2 colors, but you don't need to use back loops, just crochet as usual. And in the second stitch of white yarn, we're gonna change to black, just like before we did in round 8. With the black yarn, I'm gonna make 2 single crochet, and in the second stitch of black yarn, change back to white. So you have to repeat this 2 stitches with white, 2 stitches with black all the way until the end. And at the end, we're gonna change to white yarn because this round will end up with black yarn. Now I'm making my last 2 stitches of round 9 with the black yarn, and in the second stitch, in the final stitch, I'm gonna change back to white yarn and make 1 slip stitch to complete round 9. In the round 10, we're gonna add little hands using the purple yarn. Start with the chain 1 first and make 5 single crochet with white yarn. Just like before, in the 5th stitch, we're gonna change to purple yarn to make the little hand. Now I finished making 4 stitches and I'm making my 5th stitch where I will change the color. In the next stitch, we're gonna make a 5 DC bob stitch, and at the end of bob stitch we will change back to white. If you don't remember how to make the bob stitch, you can go back to round 9 of Dry from the chapters and watch again. After making the first bob stitch with the white yarn, we're gonna make 6 single crochet, and at the 6th stitch we're gonna change back to purple to make the second bob stitch. Now I will change to purple and make the second bob stitch. After that, we're gonna make 1 single crochet each into the remaining stitch to get a total of 19 single crochet. And at the end again, we will change back to purple yarn to start the next rounds. Now I'm at the end of round 10 and I'll change back to purple yarn. With this purple yarn, we're gonna make a slip stitch into the very first stitch to complete the round. To start round 11, we're gonna make chain 1, and in round 11 we will only use back loops of the stitches. Actually, this round 11 is exactly the same as round 11 of Anchor, so you can go back to that round if you want a more detailed explanation. And to start the little sequence, we will make 6 single crochet first, and do not forget to bury these yarn tails. After 6 single crochet, we're gonna make 1 decrease by using the back loops only, and we will repeat our little sequence for 4 times in total. Now I'm almost finished with round 11. We're gonna cut the ends that we carried along and make one slip stitch into the very first stitch to complete the round. Now we're gonna make round 12. Round 12 and 13 are actually the same. They are very easy. You just have to make one single crochet into each stitch and you will get 28 single crochet for each round. And in these rounds, you just have to crochet as usual, no back loop or front loop. So make these 2 rounds up to row 13. Now I've finished round 13 and there are 3 rounds in purple, and we're gonna make round 14. Start with chain 1 and you have to make 8 single crochet first. After making 8 single crochet in the next stitch, you have to make a cluster stitch using half double crochet. Wrap the yarn around the hook, insert into the next stitch, pull the yarn. Do not pull through any loop. Instead, wrap the yarn again, insert into the same stitch, pull the yarn, and for the last time, wrap the yarn, insert the hook, and pull through. And this time, after making for 3 times, you have to pull through all these loops that you have on your hook. Pull through all these loops and we get 3 HDC cluster stitch. In the next stitches, you just have to make 1 single crochet each into the remaining stitch and you will get 19 single crochet until the end after 3 HDC cluster stitch. And connect with the slip stitch at the end. And round 15 to 17 is exactly the same as dry, but we're now making fear, so in purple color. So go back to round 17 of dry and let's finish making fear. Now I finished making fear and the body base of other characters as well. So this is the end of the part 1 of this tutorial. If you have made it this far, congratulations, well done, and let's see you again in part 2.